There's still some fundamental currencies, if you will, that are physics-based. So energy is the true currency. This is why I said Bitcoin is based on energy. You can't legislate energy. You can't just, pass a law and suddenly have a lot of energy. It's very difficult to generate energy, or especially to harness energy in a useful way to do useful work. So I think that probably we won't have money, and probably we'll just have energy, power generation as the de facto currency.
A lot of power producers, energy producers, the excess energy, they allocate that to Bitcoin mining because there's a very clear market there, kind of one-to-one financial market there. Do you see something like that possible in terms of like a smart grid, or like having those companies be able to dedicate some of that excess energy to training models and providing that power to?
You just gave a current example of excess energy being used to convert to store that energy. Essentially, what Bitcoin is doing is taking excess energy, storing it into a new form. It's called currency. And you take that currency and you take it wherever you like. And so you took energy from one place and now you've transported it everywhere.
We also saw the United States of America now has a strategic Bitcoin reserve. So if the United States government is going to begin holding Bitcoin, I think that's going to be a massive driver of demand, and the rest of the G20 countries will probably follow suit. And then the last thing I'd say is that we saw recently the launch of the Bitcoin ETFs by a number of different firms, and Coinbase is actually powering 80% of the custody for those that are out there. But we're seeing a ton of institutional money continue to flow into Bitcoin now that these ETFs are live. So there's a lot of positive tailwinds for Bitcoin, and I think that there's never going to be more than 21 million Bitcoin ever made in the world, and lots of pools of capital still haven't gotten access to it. So that tells me this thing has a long way to run.